Good morning, everybody. Early morning this morning because it is going to get hot today. We got high heat indexes coming and had some hot stuff, but it's going to get worse the next few days. Looks like everybody's in and around this morning. Yeah, got everybody in. Last night was the first night they got to stay out in the pasture all night. Usually every night I'm bringing everybody in. They're getting locked in at night. I put them out very first thing in the morning. But we are supposed to have the high heat indexes. It's going to get very hot this weekend. And basically that means they're going to stay inside and they're going to stay under the shade and out of the sun during the day. So they're not going to eat much. So I've decided everybody's big enough. We're going to let them start staying out overnight. They can stay in the pasture. And that way they'll get their eating in. Otherwise, you're going to be cutting back on their eating, and I don't really want to see that. So, otherwise, everybody's doing. We got a few that we're really starting to get rid of. Blackie, you've got almost all your winter coat done. Bingo. You got the front legs off. You got the head off. A little on the belly. You have to work a little harder to get the rest of that off. Yeah, a lot of rubbing going on. I can see the hay rack. They leave a little hair on the hay rack. This is the time of year. I need to get them some scratching things. I think I'm going to have to find something for that. Maybe I can find something they can scratch on. I need somebody in a city department that's got one of those machines with the big brushes they sweep the floor of the streets with. Yeah, I need one of those used brushes to get rid of. All right, a few things we're going to cover. Don't have a lot today, but we're going to cover something. Let me go over here and talk to you about something. I talked to you a while back, I get through the gate, that when I weaned, I set this pen up because when I weaned, I wanted to be able to put the sheep in the pasture over here and leave a dead space. Well, the more I got to thinking about it and the more I got to looking at it, I realized, you know what, that pasture's not going to last very long, especially as we're getting into the heat. And I had an idea, something I wanted to do for probably a year. I kept thinking about it, so I finally did it. I did it last week, and that is, I put in just a little bit of fence. Sorry about the sun, but basically I got the gates coming through. I added a gate here. I got some temporary wire in front so they don't go through. You can swing that gate back towards me, and they can go to that pasture. Or now, we come up the alleyway, and by pulling down the fence here, throwing in an extra gate, I can now bring them out to this pasture, or I can close the gate, leave that one open, and send them out to the third pasture. So, I could have set it up out here, and somebody's going to say, well, why didn't you just put the alleyway over here? The problem I run into, all that's going to come down in the winter. I got to have a place to push my snow. And I can have some pretty big snow piles around here before the winter's over with. So I need all the space I can get. So for now, that's the way it's set up. And I may make another change. I'm thinking about being able to utilize a small pasture here for various things I want to do. What if I took this fence line and just swung it right back out to where I'm at out here, and I could come all the way out. Let me get out here a bit. I could come all the way out to about here, swing that fence out, fence back to there, and add this whole area right here into that. And that would give me just a little small pasture, but if I want to keep stuff in here for 2-3 weeks, I'd have plenty of pasture. I'd be able to do that without any problems. So, all right, everybody got as far as the alleyway, but nobody's coming out the rest of the way, huh? Got to tell, we have some decisions we've made. Everybody back in. All right. I've made some decisions, and final decisions, I think, and got a few things that are also done. as of today. Now, I got those two little white lambs right there from Tammy. Those are those, technically they're all white. That's the last two I have left. Everything else is now sold. Everything's sold, will be gone in July. So those two will be the only thing I really have. I don't want to sell them as breeder rams. They can be registered, but they'd be a hardship registration, which means if you registered them hardship through Painted Desert, and if you used them as breeding rams, and if they would have lambs, their lambs have to have some color to be registered. If any lambs that would result from them would stay pure white, they can't register them. So you could use them as breeding rams, but their offspring would always come with restrictions. So I'm not really interested in selling them as breeding rams. We'll keep them around. They, maybe a year and a half from now, maybe they'll go out as shooter rams, and maybe they'll finally hit the dinner plate. I can have one that hits the dinner plate. I keep saying I was gonna butcher one over there. He's sold. I thought I had one here. He's sold. Every time I think I'm gonna save one back, I ended up selling it instead. So maybe we'll do that with these two. Otherwise, everybody is sold. So we're down to what do we keep? We've got two ewes, and I've made another decision on the ram lambs, and they're right in here. Both of them actually. Right there goes one, the brown, and of course we got the other. And those two are going to be my two ram lambs that I'm saving back. And they're going to be totally different in a sense. They're totally different. I take the first one, the gray one here, the white one, and his name, by the way, is going to be FCTS Farms Greystone. His sire's Stony, grandsire Rocky, he's going to be Greystone. And the other guy right here, the tri-colored one, we're going to keep him. He is the son of Longshot. Of course, Longshot, if you remember, he's the ram I had that died back in January. I thought he looked a lot like his daddy. So I thought, you know what? We're going to keep him. And he will be known as FCTS Farms Lomax. He got the low from Longshot, and his mother, which is right there, she's a daughter of Maximilian. So I decided to call him Lomax. So those are the two I'm going to keep. So we'll have both of those around for the rams. For the ewes, do I even see anybody? Where are they all at? I got two ewes in here we're keeping. I haven't seen where they're at right now. Where's all my ewes? Oh, there we go. I got one right in here. We got the two ewes we'll keep, and we'll see how we're going to do with those. I know, there everybody always wants to get in the middle, so it's hard to see anybody. Right around behind Mom. Yeah, everybody, okay, everybody's got to move. There we go, my little brown and white one there. The little brown and white one here, and right there, looking at you with the face. Not this one, the one behind it. There's our second one. We're going to keep that one too. That one is out of Dubs. There's Mom right next to her right there. So we'll keep those two ewes. We'll keep those two rams. And then everything else is sold. I want to thank, if anybody is watching that purchased lambs, I really appreciate it. I thank everybody that purchased lambs. It helps make a nice successful year. I was really kind of concerned having so many ram lambs this year, being able to find homes for all of them, but turned out it was not that hard of a deal. I had plenty of people that wanted them. I hate to say it, I know if you're watching and you wanted something but you hadn't made your mind up yet, I'm sorry if there's nothing left, but you know, that's the one thing here, as I've said before, there aren't any painted desert sheep in Nebraska. And I've heard from more than one person, hey, I've heard about these, I knew about them, but I thought I was going to have to go all the way to Texas to get them. So they were very happy to find painted desert sheep this far north. So, but that's about it. I don't have a lot going. I wanted to fill you in on what I did on the fencing. So you got that, let you know I got everybody sold. And who we're going to keep And that's about all we got going for this time around. I'm going to be really happy to see what these two do. I'm Greystone here, and there's a, to give you an example, in his case, he's not going to have nearly the pedigree or the registration that you're going to see on Lomax down here. Greystone has pretty good on Stony. He's on the top with Stony. He's going to have some pretty good. He's got some, he's going to have Gold Star Rams. I think he's going to have at least 3 Gold Star Rams on the top. But he comes from Hershey, who basically, I think she's over here at the water tank. Yeah, Hershey's over, she's way over there. But here, well, remember, here's Hershey a couple of years ago. And just, you can see how she got her name. She's Hershey because she's just chocolate brown. That's how she got her name. I saved her, even though she's not paint, I saved her. And part of the reason for that is I love the lambs she throws. She throws size, she throws some nice big lambs. And with Hershey, you never quite know what you're going to get, as we see by Greystone there. Hershey's first year, I bred her to this Mouflon ram. All right, so I got this chocolate ewe, and I got this Mouflon ram. So what am I going to get? Well, I got this. I got a tan and white paint. Where'd that come from? I have no idea where that comes from, but that's what I end up with. The next year I bred her to black belly ram, and I got one that looked just like her and one that looked like the ram. And then this year we breed her to Stony, a black and white paint. So what do we end up with? We end up with the little guy there. We end up with Greystone, and then the other one was almost totally black. So there's not much on the registration for him on the bottom side, because Mom, I don't even know what Mom is. But she throws nice big lambs, and she seems to throw a lot of color, so I like that. Now I take the other end of the spectrum, and now I come back here with Lomax, and he's going to be totally different. Lomax, as I said, came from, is by Longshot. Looks a lot there. He now has totally different. He's got great breeding on the top. He's got great breeding on the bottom. He's got good breeding all the way around. I believe there's going to be 5 Gold Star Rams on his registration papers. And if I remember correctly, his 4 grandsires that will all be Gold Stars, great grandsires, all be Gold Stars, they're all sons of Gold Stars. So every one of them has a sire that's a Gold Star. He has the exceptional breeding. That's why I kept him. He's not going to be he's a minimal white, but he is a tricolor. Yeah, I got 3 colors out of him. I kind of like that. But this one's just kind of sympathy. I liked his dad. Longshot was my favorite until he died, and it took me quite a while to start liking Stu after that, because Stu was partially responsible for Longshot not making it. So a lot of I'm keeping him. He looks like Dad. He reminds me of Longshot. I really like that. And as I said, he's got the exceptional breeding. So I'm keeping 2 ram lambs, one for the breeding, but the other is more for his color. You got to admit, Greystone, he still will have some good genetics in his background, but I have no idea what the genetics are going to be on the bottom. No idea. So I'm saving him a lot because of his color. And I know his mom produces nice lambs. What she's going to produce horn size, I have no idea what's going to happen on that end of it, because I don't know enough for that. But there are different reasons you can decide to keep rams. I kept one for the pedigree. I kept one for the color. Hey, man, what are you going to shoot me? I don't care. That's what I'm going to do. All right, that's really all I got. Wanted to let you know everybody's gone. Everybody's sold, except for the ones we're keeping, and set up some new fence. And we're going to wean. I'll make a decision probably in the next week. We'll probably wean sometime after the 4th of July. I want to get that down because I want to get everybody notified that needs to come get lambs. I want to give them notice because I want to keep these lambs over here when I wean them. I don't want to turn them back. I was going to take the ram lambs. They usually go way down there. I don't want to do that. I want to keep everybody right up here for about a week or 10 days while everybody's getting a chance to come and pick up their sheep. And I'm going to wean everybody. These guys are, the white ones are probably only going to be 10.5 weeks instead of 12. They're going to get weaned about 10 days early, but everybody's eating grain. Everybody's doing good. I'm just going to wean at one time. I will take the 2 ewe lambs that I'm keeping. I'm just going to leave them with the ewes. They can stay on their moms. Mom want to wean them. Mom can wean them. I'm just going to leave them there for now. So that's all I got this week, guys. We'll see if we got something going for next week. Otherwise, we'll just see you next time around.